Do y'all do silly photos here? Is that a thing? Okay. All right. Totally fine.
So, without kind of adding any undue stress to you, the future of the district depends on you.
When we did our first 2 strategic plans, we knew that it would lead to transformation, but it leads to much more. It leads to the engagement of our community, our staff, our students, to really inspire them for big change in the school district.
It's important for us to be very intentional about not only the direction that we're going, but communicating that plan to our stakeholders.
We have a hand in shaping the next 5 years of our system, which is really powerful. The facilitators have said a couple of times, you know, you're chosen for a reason to be here.
The partnership with Engage to Learn is awesome. It really is, because it has really been a partnership, something that we've grown in together. Engage to Learn has been a critical piece not only of our teaching framework, but also of the strategic planning process.
It's really important to step out of the reactive mode, to look forward, look into the future and say, where do we want to be? How do we get there? And build strategy around that, design strategy around that.
So now, embarking on this 3rd strategic plan, I really enjoy this process where we engage more people, engage the community, engage our students, our staff, to make sure that everyone's voice is represented, but in a collective way.
Everything that we are doing and everybody's focus is wanting to get past this learning loss, moving towards that equity and getting students back and getting them back and then beyond where they were before.
The National Equity Project defines equity as reducing the predictability of who succeeds and who fails. I know this district will help bring that. There's an intentional focus to make sure that all of our students have equity and access.
At the beginning, when we went around and everyone just kind of shared their role, why they were here, it was really cool because I think we're getting a lot of representation in the room and a lot of diversity.
I have 2 kids in the district, and it's a big deal because not all districts do strategic plans in this way. So for Arlington to have the vision of looking forward 5 years and saying this is where we'd like to be, I think it's really neat to be a part of.
Student voice is absolutely necessary, and we know that. The insight, the things that resonate with them, the gaps that they see in our system and the teaching and learning and the successes that they've had, the aspirations that they have, all those things are really reinforcing to this process, because it tells us that ultimately we're serving them.
Everybody's voice matters, and it's very important for the student body to be here to represent the students and how they feel. Everybody gets to listen to how our learning is, how our environment is, how we feel about certain things.
Now that we have so many opportunities for kids to engage in that didn't even exist back in 2013, how do we make sure now that they're not only enrolling in those programs, but that they persist in them and that they're actually successful in them, and that success is equitable across the system and not dependent upon your background. It'll be really cool to see what happens over the next several sessions and where we actually land.
We can look back 5 years from now and say, I was instrumental in helping identify areas of opportunity and strengths that we have in our system, and then strategies to be able to help support the implementation over the next 5 years. So that's legacy work.
I'm very optimistic in the future of Arlington ISD. With this plan that we're creating, it doubles down that effort, that vision, that collective force that we have in our district to serve our students exceptionally well, so that their success is the success of all of us.